Let's go, guys. Another green day for stocks as President Donald Trump is addressing the nation tonight. I mean, look at this, guys. We're moving even higher as the de-escalation hopes, well, they're increasing, as yesterday we got news that the president is willing to potentially withdraw military operations from Iran, even if the strait is closed. And the market heard that, got that news. And again, the fact that we're getting the address tonight from the president and the market ran with that. And we're running with it again today. You guys can see every index is up. SPY's up 1%, Dow's up 0.8, Q's are up almost 1.5%, and the Russell's up over that as gold's up 2.5%, silver's up. Let's see here, guys. Where the heck's silver? I think I knocked it off my watch list by accident. Silver, where the heck are you? Up around 1%. The VIX is down over 5%, and Brent crude oil, guys, is hovering right over 100 a barrel, down 2%. So we have to go over in this video the charts, stocks I'm looking at, as many stocks are ripping right now. Micron's up over 10%. We have Coherent up 7%. We have a lot of these names that we were talking about buying up a lot today. Meta's up to almost $600 a share again, which is nuts. Talk about a flash crash in Meta. It's up now to 585, up around 2% on the day. So guys, let's get into it. Hit the like button, consider subscribing, following along for more content if you find value, and check out the Patreon, by the way, if you want to keep up with how I'm actually investing, what stocks I'm buying right now, how I'm trading options to create income. All of that's linked down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to the description box. And now, guys, again, let's get into it. So SPY is moving, now up 1%, trading at 656, and we're officially breaking through well above the 50 moving average on this 4-hour time frame, and we're not fully breaking out yet, guys. Let's just get that out right now. We're not completely breaking out, but we're definitely moving on the anticipation, the hopes here of, okay, maybe we're getting a deal, maybe things are really de-escalating, like actually, right? And we're starting to move up 4.5%, 5% off the lows on SPY, but we're still under this moving average, the 180 moving average. We're still under that, which is at about 660, 670 here on the 4-hour time frame. So keep that in mind. This could act as resistance, but if we get good news out of that call tonight, right, or not the call, but the address, this could go right out the window. This moving average, we could run right through that easily. If we get news of a ceasefire, a deal, any more de-escalation hopes, if those hopes get increased tonight, this could easily run through, in my opinion. Maybe not tomorrow, but over the coming days, that could happen, right? And the Qs right now are also breaking right through the 50 moving average. We're at multi-day highs, but still under this 180 moving average at about 590, 595, which that, I think, again, just like SPY, that could break if we get more good news here, but we're not there yet. So keep that in mind. And the Qs are now up, let's see, about $30 off the lows, about 5.5%, 6%. Pretty good, sizable move here on QQQ. And for me, guys, look, I'm not buying anything today, nor am I selling. I think a lot of people might be looking at this as an opportunity to sell, to get out before we get more bad news. I mean, I get it. We could be getting more bad news, right? We could be going lower here, but historically speaking, guys, I've said this before, I'll say it again, stocks during war typically bottom and start to recover before the war is officially done or announced to be done. And I'm not saying for sure we're bottoming here, but I'm not looking to play that game, trying to get out, trying to get back in. Look, I'm holding quality stocks with good fundamentals. I'm cutting out the noise, and I'm just holding. That's what I've been preaching this entire drop. If you're in a bunch of risky penny stocks or, unprofitable companies, maybe, yeah, this rally, you could use it to maybe offload those, maybe buy some other good stocks. But if you're already in quality fundamental companies, to me, it's like, why are you trying to play the in and out game? Unless you're a day trader, for me, it's just wise to hold on. Hold on, ride the storm, because you may think, oh, I can time the market. I'm going to get out now, and then the Qs are going to go down a bunch more, and I'll get back in. But what if they don't? What if the Qs kind of stabilize here now instead of dumping another 5-10%? You're going to be in trouble. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, the chart shows potentially that this, well, it is still on a downtrend, but the chart shows potentially we might be getting hit here for a lower high, but it's not guaranteed. And for me, again, I'm not looking to play this in and out game with my long-term investments, trying to time things, maybe with my trades. Yeah, that's a different story, but for me, guys, I'm holding on. I'm not selling into the strength. I'm not buying right now either. I still have some cash, you know what I mean, in case we go lower. But I'm comfortable with where I'm at right now. Again, tonight we're getting that address from President Trump, and I'm not surprised that we're seeing a green day again today. We talked about this last night. I made a video once we got word of that address tonight. I was like, yeah, there's a good chance we're going to have another green day, because the market's going to run on hopes of, oh, maybe the war is done. Maybe we're going to get great news tonight. Maybe there's a deal, you know what I mean? So that's why we're running right now. Trump said, we got some words this morning. Trump claims the Iranian leader asked the United States for a ceasefire, which I don't know about that, but that's what he's claiming. Iran has yet to publicly acknowledge or confirm any such offer, and denied that it was in direct talks with the United States last week. So you're hearing these conflicting things. That's why I'm still being cautious. I'm not loading up on this breakout because, guys, we're still 5 days away from that April 6th deadline. Who knows what's actually going to come out of this address tonight? So there's still a lot of, back and forth. Who knows what to really believe? There's still that part of it too. We're hearing now Iran has yet to publicly acknowledge or confirm any such offer, but Trump's claiming the Iranian leader asked for the U.S. for a ceasefire. And of course, we got a bunch of news, and every day, man, every day is more news. This is a headline market. We all know that. So enough of that. Let's talk about some stocks. What stocks are moving today, guys? Micron is number one, which is absolutely going nuts. Micron's up 10% today. And you guys know me. I've been buying the crap out of this thing on the dip. Most recently, I bought at 327. I think that was on... Was that yesterday? No, that might have been Monday. I bought at 327 on Monday, brought my average cost down to like 350-ish. So now I'm up. I'm up on the position now as the stock's at 370, and we're taking out the highs from yesterday, from Monday, honestly, from Friday and Thursday as well. So Micron is really starting to move here. It kind of bounced right on this trend line that we talked about, which I'm not surprised considering just how oversold it was. I mean, guys, Micron went down in a straight line after record earnings. This stock got hit 35% after that earnings reports. And it's like, does that make sense? Not necessarily, in my opinion. So I was buying it a bunch. Now I'm in the green, and honestly, I think there's more juice left in this name. I think we could be going to $400 on this relief rally that we're getting now alone, especially if things tonight go well. I think Micron is going to go to $400 plus, maybe even tomorrow, maybe later this week. Possible. It's totally possible. Well, I guess the market is closed on Friday, so I guess tomorrow is the last day. But maybe come Monday, interesting times ahead. So I think Micron looks phenomenal here on the charts. I mean, we're not fully breaking out yet. Like I said on the indices, that applies here as well. But we're looking good. And again, don't be surprised if this thing catches fire, if the market or catches even more on fire if the market continues to run. It's one of those high beta names, and it's a volatile stock. It goes down, when it pulls back, it's aggressive, but it also works in the on the opposite side as well. When it's going up, it's aggressive. Look, I mean, the Qs are up what 1.5, 1.4% today, and Micron's up 10%. You know, it's one of those stocks. You know what I mean? Let's see what else. XNET is another one that I own. Chinese small cap, a bit more risky, but we're getting an 8% pop today. Buyers are coming in exactly where I want to see them, and I'm just being patient with this. The chart looks good. We had amazing earnings a couple weeks ago. The stock actually ripped to the mid sevens, but since it's drawn down a bit, all while maintaining higher lows. Do you guys see the chart here? This looks great. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Now we're popping. We're still in a wedge, making lower highs at the same time. But I think, for many reasons that we talked about 100 times on this channel, I think we're going higher on this name. It's only a matter of time. It's risky. It's a higher risk play. But the idea here is they own, what, 8%? They have an 8% stake in Arashi Vision. They own that Insta360, GoPro competitor, camera company, whatever you want to call it. And their stake in that company, XNET's stake, is over $1 billion, worth $1 billion plus, or right around there. And the market cap of this business is like 300, $400 million, whatever the heck it's at. And their stake alone, right? Forget about their core business, XNET's core business, which grew 70% year over year based on the last quarter top line. Their core business aside, their stake in Arashi's worth over $1 billion, and their market cap's $400 million. The math ain't math in here, guys. It doesn't make sense. So I think this needs to go a lot higher. It eventually will. This company, it's undervalued here, and I'm just holding on it. I'm sitting on it. I have been for a couple months now. I think like 2-3 months I've held it, maybe more than that at this point. And I think we're going to do well. It's only a matter of time. So XNET's up 8%. Very good day. Coherent's moving as well. Google, Tesla, those are up. Let's see. Meta had an insane drop. You guys know that. I bought Meta at $5.25. I snagged a couple shares down here. Nothing too crazy. I actually wish I added more now that it recovered so much. I mean, I was buying other stocks like Micron, other names. But man, Meta's up 12.5%, and rightfully so. The stock got hit down to $5.20 for what? I mean, yeah, the market was dumping, but for what? That lawsuit, right? $300 million lawsuit. For Meta, that's like a drop in the bucket. That's like me going and buying or paying, $100 for a freaking Chick-fil-A today or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm hungry and I'm thinking of food, guys. But you can use it's like us. What's $300 million for Meta, right? It's nothing. It's nothing. So why would the stock go down $150 billion in market cap on that news, coupled with the overall market dropping? It didn't make sense. So I did snag a couple shares at $5.25. Again, I wish I bought more, but it doesn't matter because look, we're in this market where we might be going lower. You never know, right? If you're patient, Meta could easily go back down a little more. Maybe not down to 510, but if it went down to, let's say, 550, 540, I might snag some shares there, right? It's anywhere, in my opinion, under 600 is a decent, solid, more than decent. It's a great buy for Meta. Anywhere near 500 a share is a screaming buy. So yeah, Meta is recovering today, but it's not fully breaking out like all these stocks. I mean, none of these are really breaking out, maybe except for Coherent. Coherent's chart looks great. This one's up around 7%. It's about to break through these moving averages, it looks like. Ticker COHR. Everything's moving today, guys. Oh, except for Nike. Nike reported earnings yesterday, and this stock is cratering, and I hate to say I told you so. I've been saying months and months, for months now, stay away from Nike. Why are you chasing this legacy, dying, freaking terrible company? I mean, yeah, I wear Nike clothes sometimes, but that doesn't mean you got to go support the company. It's not a good stock. I've been saying this since $80, $75 a share, and now it's at $45. I mean, geez, I've only made money shorting the stock. And I think the most recent trade I made, now that I think about it, I should have bought more puts about a month ago, but the most recent trade I had, I think I had December puts, $75 strike. I mean, those made some good money on those, and I wish I bought some like $50, $60 puts after that. I didn't. Now I'm not going to chase the short. I mean, it's down so much and it's super oversold, so I'd wait for a rebound now. But man, Nike it's just not a stock to own. It's a value trap. It's been a value trap for years. It's funny when I see these big YouTubers, oh, I'm buying Nike stock. I'm buying Nike. It's a great company. The brand, oh my God, the logo, the swoosh. I got to buy the stock. It's like, dude, that's not how it works. It's not how it works. It's a value trap. It's been for years. It's like Disney, it's like these companies, these legacy companies that have great brands, right? Just because they have great brands doesn't mean the stocks are going to do well. The companies are actually I'm not going to say they're slowly dying, but they're nowhere near what they used to be. Nike, Disney, we could go on and on about these. Nike's down 75% from all-time highs. Think about that. I mean, this is more than just, there's something fundamentally going wrong at Nike for it to be down almost 80% from highs, and it's at the same price it was at. When was that? 2015? I mean, guys, 2015. That's like a decade ago. Disney is at, where's Disney at? 97, same price it was at in 2014. I mean, guys, what are we doing here? People that are chasing Disney, chasing Nike, chasing all these crappy stocks, what are we doing here? Nvidia's trading at 15 times forward earnings. Micron's at 3 times forward earnings. We have Amazon, all these world-class companies trading at good valuations, and we're buying Nike, we're buying Disney. I mean, what are we freaking doing here? Is it 1995? I mean, holy smokes. I'm done, guys. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Consider subscribing. Join the Patreon for my portfolio updates, my private Discord. Link down below, pinned in the comments as well. Or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you guys in the next video.